mandolin players. Nice to have you here for another Facebook Live session. I'm answering your question about jazz mandolin. And this is all related to this chord chart that I was sharing with you. And I got a lot of questions about this, and all related to jazz mandolin. So I think I just dive in straight to the questions. And the questions, very shortly, it's about shapes, and if you just have to learn shapes, or do you also have to know what chord it is. I got questions about how to play 6th chords on mandolin, and also how do you do this bebop-like melody kind of thing. That's gonna answer. And I have also a question about the flat 5 chords and things like that. So that's very shortly. And I'm Magnus Söderlund from Sweden, professional mandolin player and teacher. And yeah, nice to have you here. I can see there is some people watching live now. Hi Tracy. I love to see comments there from where we are watching and things like that, but I try to stay to the subject here, because I get easily lost looking into that. But I'm really glad you're watching anyway. So, first question. Olle from Sweden is asking, what about playing 6th chords? Can you do that using only 3-string shapes? And yes, the quick answer, you can do it. And how to do it? I want to, if you bring out this paper, there's the A minor 7 chord in the last bar here, looking like this. And after a while, when you keep playing these kind of chords, you will start seeing where the root is, where the 3rd is, and where you play the 7th note of the arpeggio and the chord, etc. And for this one, the 7th is right there, the G, and the 6 is very close to the 7, right? So if you just lower that half a step, you got an F sharp. Now you're playing an A minor 6. Like that. And the same goes for playing major 6 chords. We're using this shape, the G7 here. You do the same here. After a while you will start seeing where you have the 7. It's right there. You lower that 1 fret. Then you get this sound. I think this is easier for you to follow if you also have the chord charts. So go to my website mandolinsecrets.com, and there you can find how to download it. It's totally free. I'm continuing here with the next question. I hope that I can help you, Olle, and for other players using some 6th chords. And Jay is asking this question. Are there a few shapes that you can learn to play mainly jazz standard without having to know exactly what chord it is? And as I read your question, Jay, I think there are shapes that you can use for different functions and different kind of chords. For example, the sequence I just played there, that is the first 3 chords in the minor swing, the Django Reinhardt tune. A minor 6, B minor 6. This is an E7 chord. Still, I'm using the same shape, you see? So this sound, A minor, going into the dominant E chord. And if we jazz that up a little bit, it will be... So there is shapes there are there few shapes. Yeah, I think there are shapes that you can use for different kind of chords, but you always have to know exactly what chord you are playing. That's my suggestion for you. Because if there is, you can't just think, I play the A minor 6 up 2 fret, and without knowing what chord you're playing. Because when playing jazz music, if we're playing the rhythm, if we're doing the solo part, improvising, we always want to like keep the in our mind the kind of the chord structure there. So you should really be aware of what chord you are playing, even if you can move around some shapes. And this actually leads me a little bit into the next question. This is Mike from Japan asking, I wonder if you could do a lesson on how to play those little bebop-like solo lines like you did at the start of your video. And I'm not sure what I did in the start of that video, but playing like a bebop-like solo lines, like Mike is requesting here, I think you want to outline the chord changes. And the bebop, that's kind of an arpeggiated style, so you use a lot of chord notes to create those melodies. And so as I also told Jay, that you wanna be aware of the chord sequence. So for example, this little a phrase like this. I do it again, something better. So it's like A minor going to D7 to G major 7. And there I'm using chord notes. And for the D chord to the G chord. Also, and the way you start doing this is start playing very simple arpeggios, like for example for the A minor. And then you go into, so this is a big subject, but very shortly, this is my short answer to this, that use arpeggios to outline the chord changes. And I think I mentioned earlier that I'm in the making of a video course all about jazz mandolin chords right now. It will be ready and released in May. And I think, and this is about chords and comping, but I see this as a series of video courses actually. So the next one will be more focused on soloing and improvising. So I love to come back to this topic even more at that point. Yeah, and hope that could be a little bit of inspiration anyway and help you, Mike. I go on, I have another question. This is Bruce asking me. And he says, your lesson is wonderful as always. Thank you so much for that, Bruce. Glad you like it. And jazz chords is a new territory for me, and I'm determined to learn these 2-5-1 progressions. Well done. But then what? What do you recommend as the next step in putting these together? Do I need to learn jazz theory? Can I just play tunes? What do I do with these progressions? So I think it's a very, very good question, because I mean, I think you won't be satisfied by playing 2-5-1 sequences all over again and again. And my advice for Bruce and for others thinking the same thing is, yes, you want to start playing tunes and playing songs. And don't go down the theory trap, thinking that you have to learn all kinds of underlying concepts and things like that for playing jazz music. It's not about that. You will learn these things by playing the repertoire. So I would say, you pick a song, one of your favorite jazz standards, and then the next step, you find the sheet music for this. Or so go for the real book maybe, or just do a simple Google search, and I think you can find it. Like a simple, that you know the chords, and then you kind of try to, you will do your best to play that song. And the way you do it is you can start using the chord charts and think of these chords. It's kind of like building Lego or something like that. You have all these building blocks, and then you just try to connect them together to be able to play this song. And for example, if you take the song, the one that I can suggest is Autumn Leaves. It's full of these 2-5-1 progressions. You know, do da da da, G minor, do da da da, do da da da, do da da da. D minor is the key that Jethro Burns is playing this song, so it's a very good mandolin key. And actually, what I'm doing there, here are those chords are all in here. So try to start putting this together, and you don't have to you have to make decisions while doing this, because there will be very many options how to play the D minor chords and the G minor, or all the chords, but you choose one way to play it and you hold on to that. And by that you learn how to play through this song. And when you know how to do it, you go for the next song. Because actually you don't have to, since there are many ways to play a D minor 7 chord, but if you know one way to do it, you can play through the whole real book like that, using only that D minor chord. And by doing this, you will get more chords into your vocabulary. But as a starting point, don't try to go find all the different variations. Try to play one song and then you move on to the next one. And another good thing is also to transpose a song when you know it, but I recommend try to learn at least 10 songs before going into transposing songs and things like that. And you find a friend and play this music with them, and or maybe you wanna just jam along with backing tracks and things like that. So that's my advice for you. And if this seems like a too difficult task for you to do, I think this video course that I'm making, if it was ready now, I would say that could be the next step for you, really, because that's basically what I'm teaching you how to do in this video course. How to know this. I'm giving you the little building Lego bricks, and I show them how you combine them into playing songs, and how I show you how to combine them in a tasteful and good way, how to do it. and we do that by playing songs. And it's going to be out there in May, so until then I think you want to do it on your own also, but yeah, so I hope that can inspire you to go on, because you would. I don't want you to get stuck with these chord charts and playing the 2-5-1. No, go for playing songs. Yes, I have one last question also. This is Olle from Sweden. Then it's asking, what about flat 5 chords? Is finesses like that possible with 3-string chords? Yes, it is. We go back to this G7 chord that I played earlier. That fits very well into the sequence of D minor 7, G7, C major 7. And for the G7, as I said, you will start to realize, here's the 5, to play a flat 5, take it down 1 fret, very beautiful line. Maybe you want to play like D minor 7, G7 flat 5, you can do the same thing. The G7, you sharpen the 5, same thing. You see, then I'm resolving it up to this C chord. So that's the way how you do the flat 5 and the sharp 5. One of the ways to do it. Yes, thanks. I'm gonna end this little live session, and in 2 weeks it's gonna be in the beginning of March on Tuesday. What date could it be? Let me check the calendar. It's not here. Anyway, it's gonna be Tuesday. Tuesday in 2 weeks, same time, 2 o'clock Central European time. And I choose the subject for the lesson depending on questions and things like that, but I will announce it the day before if you're interested to be there. Thank you so much for watching. I will be very happy if you leave a comment here also. Thank you so much, Sabi. I see you're also here now. Maybe you've been here all time. Thank you. Bye.